529. That was Joe's credit score when I pulled it on a Saturday. And just over a week later, it was 660. How did I get his score from 529 to 660 in just over 7 days? I'll show you the story. So I get this call from a borrower who was declined at 5 different lending companies. He went to 5 different mortgage companies. His name was Joe, okay? So the first thing I told him was, I need to pull your credit. I became the 6th person inside of like a week to check his credit. So I throw up like a credit report. Let's see exactly what a credit report looks like. So a credit report is broken out. It shows you the physical score. It shows you the physical trade lines. It shows you the payment history. Are you 30 days late, 60 days late, 90 days? This is what a credit report looks like. Depending on what is on your credit, that could affect what we can do about getting a loan. So step 1, I pulled his kredit. Now you're sitting here saying, well, doesn't the credit pull hurt? Well, it does, but a lot of the negative items on his credit hurts a hell of a lot more. So after pulling up the credit, I now have the report in front of me. And if you're sitting here saying, well, Khash, couldn't he have given you the report? No, I've got to pull it myself. It's the way it is. Here's the key. There are very specific steps that I know in my head how we can take that 529 and make that number move, okay? The first step is identifying what is on the credit that's making it 529 in his case. So when I actually looked at it, he had 11 collections against him, 11 medical collections against him, okay? He had another collection that he was an authorized user on. And from knowing who the collection company was and about the little trick I'm gonna show you in a second on authorized user accounts, I was able to have him go to work for me on Monday on those accounts. We ultimately got the letters we needed. 7 days later, I re-pulled his credit. We did what was called the rapid rescore on 12 accounts, and his score went up to 660. So how did we get Joe specifically, and what were the steps that we took? Let's start with the most general one and then get to the most specific, which has the biggest effect on your score, okay? But let's start with the most general one. All bills have to be paid on time from now until eternity, okay? Sounds stupid, but I promise you, that's a commitment you have to make today. It's to pay every single thing on time. Truly, that's my final step. I'm gonna work now in reverse from there. The step before paying everything on time is opening up new accounts, okay? So you wanna open up new accounts. As an example, Sonny, throw this stuff up there, www.creditcards.com. Go open up some secured credit cards. Now, you can go to Capital One, Discover, Bank of America, Chase. You wanna open up some credit cards. Now keep in mind, I've had people tell me, Khash, I'm gonna take out an auto loan to build my credit. No. Do not take out debt to build up your credit, okay? Now when you say, Khash, but you said to open up a Capital One credit card. Open it up. Don't go to Best Buy and buy and live like a rock star, okay? Use it at the gas station, use it at the grocery store, pay it off immediately. Do not carry balances, okay? I have other videos you can watch that I go a lot more in depth on it, but the step before paying all of your bills on time, even though paying all of your bills on time should always be done, is opening up new accounts, okay? As we keep proceeding forward to the big one, the grand finale of them all, that's a very important step in the process too. The third step to raising your credit score is updating negative items, okay? For example, let's just pretend you have a collection from Verizon cell phones against you, okay? You wanna get that paid, you wanna get it, at the very least, you wanna get it updated that the balance is 0. Pay attention that when you update negative items, it could initially drop the score, but over the longer term, you're talking 6 to 12 to 18 to 24 to 36 months, your score will go higher, okay? And now we get to the final 2 steps with the grand finale coming next. Here's the second biggest way to affect your score quickly. Pay off your credit cards. Do not carry balances. I know people say to me, Khash, is it better to carry a small balance of $100 and pay it on time? No, because debt's poison. I sell debt for a living. Don't carry balances. I don't give a damn what anybody tells you. Pay off your debt. Think of it this way. One of the reasons you have a bad credit score is because debt got you, okay? So don't sit here and tell me I'm gonna carry balances. Don't carry balances. That's what ruined you in the first place. It's owing money that you couldn't pay. Don't borrow unless you have the money to pay for it. So pay off your credit cards. Paying off your credit cards, I can give you so many stories of, my God, I've had people pay down a credit card and go up 75 points in 3 days when we ran a rapid rescore. Just paying credit cards down substantially. Now, there's certain levels you want to get them to. I know there's 30%, 50% of the balance of the limits, things like that. Here's the bottom line. Pay the damn things off, okay? Pay off your credit cards. That is truly the second biggest way to affect the score. And now, Sonny, give me a drum roll. This is the grand finale. This is what we did for Joe. Remove negative items. When you get negative items taken off of your credit, physically removed from your credit, your score goes up immediately. Joe had 11 medical collections and an authorized user account on his credit. The medical collection company, who I've dealt with a ton of times in my more than a quarter of a century of doing this job. Notice I didn't tell you 25 years. That sounds a lot longer than a quarter of a century. Anyways, that medical collection company, they will give you a letter to remove those accounts from your credit if you pay them in full. I knew that. That's why I told Joe, I've got to see your credit myself, because somebody says, Khash, 5 other people pulled my credit. And I said, well, what the hell do you have to lose? For God's sakes, one more pull ain't gonna kill you. Let me see what the hell's on there. I pull the credit, boom. He ends up having 11 medicals from the collection company I know who removes. So I told him, call them up. Here's their phone number, pay them in full, get the letter of deletion from them. They gave him 11 letters. So he paid him off on a Monday. They gave him 11 letters to delete those from his credit. He also had an authorized user account. He was co-signed on an account with a family member who went into default on a credit card. Authorized user accounts, he just had to call like Bank of America and say, remove my name from the account. He got a letter from them that said his name is no longer on the account. He gave me those 12 letters on a Monday. I ran them through what's called a rapid rescore. 7 days later, his credit score was 660. And he was told by 5 other loan officers he couldn't qualify for a loan. How did it end? Simple. I got him from 529 to 660 in 7 days. They already found a house they wanted. I then gave him his pre-approval. He made the offer. It got accepted. 30 days later, we closed. They own that house. About 3 years later, I refinanced it, pulled money out, helped him put an addition on the house. He ended up selling it, upgrading to another house. He's a homeowner today. So how did all of this finish out? Simple. I helped him work on his credit to get him to a point where he could buy a house. He went super fast with it. If you're sitting here watching me right now and you were just declined, put it in the comments. Give me a call. I do loans in 46 states. I'm the best damn loan officer there is. And if you need a mortgage loan, I'm the person to call because I work with you personally. Nobody else works with you. It's me, the guy behind the camera. I'm not behind the camera, I'm in front of the camera, right? Make sure you follow all of these steps because every single one is critical. Some of them are more immediate and faster than others, but these are the steps you want to follow.